they shared a missing poster for Bun Bun, drawn up by Pibby, that says, "Name, Bun Bun, loves learning, reward, big hugs." She also points out that now he has scary eyes, and she writes in a different color, "I'm lost too." Which, I mean, that's just really sad, isn't it? Adult Swim is well known for having crazy April Fool's Day pranks. They'll premiere unannounced new shows, long-awaited new episodes of existing shows, random bad movies, or put really funny edits over reruns. This year for April Fools, they decided to expand on the Learning with Pibby Halloween short. If you somehow aren't familiar, Learning with Pibby was a short little trailer that Adult Swim put out for Halloween. It's a parody of an educational show where a cute character's show gets possessed by some sort of corrupted glitch, and she begins to travel across different TV shows. Along the way, the glitch corrupts all the characters that she encounters, including actual well-known characters like Fred Flintstone and Finn the Human. Adult Swim has been very unclear if this is meant to be a trailer for an actual show or was just a one-off little piece of entertainment. But it ended up becoming so incredibly popular and well-received that they are probably continuing it in some way. I actually listed Pibby on HBO Max and hid a few Pibby Easter eggs on there as well. If you want to hear more about whether or not Learning with Pibby is going to become a series, check out my previous video where I talk about this. Of course, if you want more Learning with Pibby content and content about all sorts of cartoons, absolutely stay tuned to my channel. We're very, very close to 15,000 subscribers, and probably as I'm editing this, we'll reach that goal, and that's just super awesome. In this video, I want to run through all the little Pibby animated segments they did for April Fool's Day this year. There's just some really cool creepy stuff here. It's not really too revealing about the storyline or the series or anything. This whole event was just a really creative way to reinforce the concept of the series. So let's run down what they did and check out which commercials and shows Pibby ended up invading. So I guess right at midnight on April Fools, when a Rick and Morty Season 2 rerun started, they played a very brief segment from the Learning with Pibby trailer, which is the Pibby theme song, or rather the theme song for Pibby's educational show that exists in the universe of Pibby, but it's not a real show. It's not as confusing because I'm making it sound. And after that plays for a bit, things glitch out, and Pibby and her friend Bun Bun end up inside the Rick and Morty episode. Bun Bun is notably nervous, but Pibby tries to be optimistic and says this is a learning opportunity. So this kind of gives us a taste of what their dynamic's going to kind of be like. Pibby will always want everyone around her to stay positive, but then the corrupting glitch starts creeping up on them, and Pibby freaks out and they run away. And this too is a moment of Pibby breaking her optimistic personality. It's such a short sequence, but that's what it illustrates. She's trying to be as peppy as possible, but then once real, inescapable danger is in her way, she freaks out like any normal person would. Also, we can note that Pibby's coloring is very slightly different. Her hair and skin now have darker shades of blue and purple. It kind of seems like it would be the lighting in this Rick and Morty shot, but that actually seems to consist throughout all the animations of the night, which is, I guess, just an interesting detail. Probably makes things a little easier on the eyes. In the trailer, too, there's kind of like a glow around her, like a very odd lighting effect that made it really hard for me to make custom transparent images of the series, but that seems to be completely gone during the new bits of animation we see tonight. So maybe that little glow is just an exclusive bit of Pibby's universe because it's so bright and vivid and peppy, but then when she goes to other worlds, they just have a very standard cartoon black solid outline. As they run off, the Rick and Morty episode continues like normal, but we do see the glitch continuing to spread through the window. Later in the Rick and Morty episode, when Summer begins to have a dream, we see Pibby and Bun Bun standing in this crowd of really weird characters. They're both noticeably confused, as I'm sure anybody who doesn't usually watch Rick and Morty would be as well. And then again later on in the episode when there's a huge crowd shot, we see Pibby, not so subtly there as well. It's pretty easy to notice since her art style is so different, and she does end up glitching out too, and it makes a sound effect. Another character on screen glitches out a little too, and Rick's voice ends up becoming bit crushed. Then next we have what was basically the most interesting glitch of the night to me. I kind of wish they continued in this sort of direction with them, but this is kind of the only time they did one like this. But during the scene where Morty is facing off with Rick, Morty just becomes completely possessed. His body contorts and snaps, his jaw expands, and he lets out this terrifying glitched roar. But then the episode continues playing like normal, as if nothing happened. I think that's such a cool scare, and I mean obviously too they reanimated this segment of the episode. But this is kind of the only instance throughout this entire glitch event that they drew over one of the episodes. Rather than just placing a glitch effect or Pibby in the background, this is the one time where they actually edited things in the episode around. And I wish they did more of that. It's kind of weird that they saved it for this one scare moment. But it's super, super cool and creepy. I love it. I think the fact that the episode continues playing like normal is a really interesting little bit. Because I wonder if that kind of says something about the TV multiverse universe that Pibby's taking place in. Like, would this corruption stuff usually just happen when viewers aren't watching or something like that? There is a bit later on where Pibby interacts with the viewer of the channel, which I find interesting, but we'll get to that. Next up, at the end of the Rick and Morty episode, the credits glitch out and Pibby and Bun Bun come up to talk to each other. Pibby once again reassures Bun Bun that the scary episode they were just stuck in was just some sort of Halloween special, which I assume is like a cute reference to the fact that the Pibby short was released on Halloween as a little Halloween treat. And Bun Bun totally believes her, although Pibby makes an expression like she knows she just completely lied to him. Also, the way Bun Bun says "oh" here is like really interesting because I think sort of the way he delivers that line, again, it's just like kind of an in-joke on how they're directly referencing the fact that Pibby was a Halloween thing. Because the way he says "oh" here just seems like a little unnatural. You know, like it's like they paused on that because they wanted the viewer to realize like, oh yeah, because Pibby was a Halloween thing, ha ha ha, I get it. But I don't know, what do you think? Is there something more to that little line? Next we have Smiling Friends, where, well, this one's not too interesting. Just for this scene, the glitch appears in the background. But also the slow motion sort of demonic version of the Learning with Pibby theme song starts playing here in the background. I mean, this scene was already chaotic enough, so adding the glitch and the creepy music on top of it just makes it, like, way funnier and more surreal than it already was. Then again in Smiling Friends, in the next episode where Charlie goes to hell, we see Pibby and Bun Bun walking around and looking concerned in this long panning shot, as well as a ton of glitching effects and artifacts appearing along the screen for the next little while. Again, nothing really revealing here, just the really cool, creepy visual. Next up, we had a typical Adult Swim bumper where they just use plain text to make some sort of weird satirical joke. This one was about NFTs, and as it progresses, the text gets a little glitched out. And then we see really creepy, eyeless, and happy Bun Bun take over the screen. Clearly here, he's become possessed by the darkness, which, yeah, I guess that is the official name of the corrupting glitch, but I'm just gonna keep calling it a glitch because that's what makes most sense to me. And he says maybe we should let the darkness consume us, and that makes Pibby really concerned about what has happened to him. It's important to note too that Bun Bun has all sorts of, I guess, like scars and scratches on his face or something, wrinkles or something. Clearly the darkness did something to him and took over his mind. Although we have to think, you know, now he seems happy to have the darkness a part of him. So it's like once he was possessed, the darkness kind of maybe showed him something. We don't have a full motive at all for why this glitchy darkness is taking over all the TV channels. Is its goal just to eat everything? Or is its goal to kind of like spread something? Because the way it's portrayed here, the way that Bun Bun speaks, it definitely seems like it's trying to spread some sort of message that it floods inside his mind and then, you know, it tricks him to being happy and satisfied with whatever he's seeing. It encourages him to try to get everybody else possessed as well. So it's not necessarily just like a zombie bite or some sort of infection. It does seem like it has some sort of a motive. Also, of course, you know, it goes without saying, this is a really cool and creepy moment. Probably the second coolest thing that happened in the night aside from the Morty shot. But let me know in the comments what your favorite moments of this event are. Next we have another commercial, this time an old-timey cartoon inspired one with Rick and Morty characters. It begins to get all glitched out, and in the background we can once again see Pibby and Bun Bun. Pibby seems to be reusing the same sort of confused animation cycle that she had in A Summer's Dream in the Rick and Morty rerun, but Bun Bun is just standing completely still like he was in the other commercial. So obviously, starting with the previous bumper, Bun Bun got possessed and there was no going back. The way the music gets bit crushed in this one too sounds really cool. We did actually know from the Pibby trailer that commercials could end up being possessed, because there's a very brief moment where they're running through some sort of commercial and there's like a kid in the background who can see them escaping from the darkness. That definitely was not a real commercial, that was just like a commercial made for that short. But as we see in these two bumpers, yeah, that's definitely something that could happen in the Pibby universe, is that they can end up inside commercials and bumpers. Next, in a rerun of the Eric Andre show, we get this iconic sort of meme moment where Eric kills Hannibal. I've never seen this show before, but I mean, I've most certainly seen this clip around the internet. When the episode cuts to another shot showing behind the scenes, we can see Pibby and Bun Bun watching this violence unfold. And Pibby, as any normal person would be, is completely terrified. Although Bun Bun is just standing there again with his completely blank stare and extremely exaggerated smile. We can't even tell if he's really witnessing that violence at all. He's probably just like in his own little possessed happy place in his mind, and that's what he's smiling about. And again, glitchy visual effects and bit crushed audio get applied to the episode. Now this appearance in the Eric Andre show, and one of the upcoming appearances as well, confirms that Pibby and Bun Bun can actually end up inside of live action shows too. The corruption isn't just limited to cartoons, it can take over all of television, because it could even go in commercials like we saw. Which is a really, really cool creative opportunity. If Pibby ends up becoming a full series, I really wonder what sorts of locations they're going to take these characters to. Next we have another bumper. These are sorts of aesthetic ones that Adult Swim plays all the time, where they hide their logo within a nice scenic shot. But towards the end of this one, Pibby ends up jumping up at the screen and begs the viewer for help. She pleads and asks, "Why aren't you saying anything?" Which is really, really interesting, because this establishes that well, Pibby clearly knows she's inside a TV, and I guess she could even see the viewers? I mean, the TV is probably a one-way thing though, so I guess even if you were speaking to her, she wouldn't be able to hear it. This could be a one-off creepy moment for this April Fool's event, or this could end up being an element in the Pibby series if it ends up happening. I mean, knowing that she's desperately asking for help from someone who isn't giving her any help is just a really interesting horror concept. But of course, realistically, if this was a thing that viewers could interact with, I think a lot of us would be trying to help her escape from this, and not just completely ignoring her or watching her suffer. Next, in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, we see just Bun Bun walking on the sidewalk in an establishing shot. Pibby herself doesn't appear at all in here. Soon after this shot, we see Master Shake get all corrupted. There's actually an added visual effect here where we see Master Shake, like, turn into actual muscular flesh. At least that's what it looks like to me. Really, really gross, but honestly, I didn't even know if this was part of the April Fool's thing or not. I had to go and check the original episode because I could just see Aqua Teen Hunger Force doing a jarring visual like that anyways. But no, this was added on for the April Fool's event to make it look much more creepy. So I think we can actually infer from this that maybe Bun Bun is carrying the corruption with him. So once he walks past this house, a little bit of the darkness leaks out from him and goes inside the house and corrupts Master Shake. Of course, the Aqua Teen episode plays out like normal after this, but we still get this crazy glitchy moment, so, you know, maybe Master Shake ends up being possessed, but still fulfills his role as a sort of, I guess, actor in the episode as it plays out, all while subtly being possessed. Who knows? What do you guys think? Then later on, in a different long shot, when Master Shake's muscular body is throwing all these people out of a bar, we can see Bun Bun running away happily and Pibby desperately chasing him. So this is where the very direct storyline of this event comes in. We saw Bun Bun got possessed, and now he's kind of walking aimlessly throughout these channels while Pibby is trying to stop him. Or get back to him, at least. Because sort of, at the start, Pibby was running away from the glitch, but now she's kind of pursuing it, at least just to save Bun Bun if she can. Also, all the bodies of the people on the ground become these weird flower images and like fleshy masses. Kind of seems like maybe the flowers are like, they're an asset from a different commercial or something. Do you guys have any theories about like these flowers though? I kind of feel like it is just like a jarring, like glitchy visual, but I don't know, it could be like the darkness is spreading its own weird version of a peaceful landscape or something, and like that's why Bun Bun seems so at peace when he's possessed, you know? I don't know. It's quite random. It's a very weird visual, but it, you know, again, just adds to the creepiness. Again, I had to go and check to make sure that this was part of the April Fool's event and not just in the episode normally. Then again, we have Pibby and Bun Bun in another bumper, just kind of casually walking through. Bun Bun again possessed, the glitch taking over as well, but nothing too interesting, just a really cool visual effect. Then we get probably the like glitchiest imagery that there was of the night, where this commercial basically just becomes completely indistinguishable and like a huge mass of bright colors and pixels. It's some sort of Rick and Morty bumper though, I could tell from seeing Summer vaguely. Here again, Pibby is chasing after Bun Bun as he's happily running away, without a care in the world. They're once again just reusing the chase animation that was present in the Aqua Teen episode. Although Pibby got closer to Bun Bun here, so that's good. But as one of the upcoming shots shows, she didn't make it. We can also hear Pibby's concerned cries playing here. Then super briefly in this Bird Girl episode, when there's a bunch of teddy bears being thrown up from below, we can see Pibby and Bun Bun being thrown upwards as well, before falling back down. The glitch accompanying them, and a brief moment of hearing Pibby's crying, or maybe Bun Bun laughing. I know they used this exact voice clip in the commercial where Pibby was chasing Bun Bun, and I kind of assume it's like Pibby's cries, but in the context here of them being like thrown upwards, I guess it makes sense to be Bun Bun laughing.
Person insane.
And lastly, we have like the two most depressing shots of the night. We have another bumper that gets completely glitched over, and Pibby runs in desperately looking for Bun Bun. So at this point, despite chasing him so much, she lost him. And she has no idea where he went, and she's really, really concerned about it. Next up, actually, okay, I lied. Maybe this one's my favorite shot of the night. At the end of this Joe Pera episode, as the credits roll on this snowy landscape outside a church, we see Pibby slowly walk to the bottom of the screen. And that's it. She's all alone and freezing and contemplating what to do next. There's a really, really nice detail where she breathes out and you can actually see her cold breath. You know, that's just a cool detail. Like, obviously, it's snowy outside. You know, they really wanted to establish here that Pibby is cold and alone. But yeah, as the previous bumper showed, she obviously lost Bun Bun. And now, she doesn't know what to do with herself. Very sad, especially a very sad way to, like, end this event, because we don't know when we'll ever be seeing more. But, you know, as the trailer showed, Pibby reunites with Bun Bun one day, kind of. It's also important to note, too, that Adult Swim made a few tweets and Instagram posts that revealed a little more information. They shared a missing poster for Bun Bun, drawn up by Pibby, that says, "Name, Bun Bun, loves learning, reward, big hugs." She also points out that now he has scary eyes, and she writes in a different color, "I'm lost too." Which, I mean, that's just really sad, isn't it? Yeah, this is just a very, very interesting and adorable and depressing extra bit of storytelling. Adult Swim also has a big billboard outside of their studio, and they ended up covering that up with Pibby visuals, where in the background you can still sort of see the original joke of a billboard where it's like a fake email about billboards. But of course, overlaid on top is Pibby and completely possessed Bun Bun. And this is the kind of effort that you wouldn't expect unless they were going to be doing much more with this franchise. Pibby also took over the Adult Swim section of HBO Max, so all the little Adult Swim graphics have Pibby and Bun Bun and the corruption there. And after April Fool's Day, they did post the Pibby Halloween short to HBO Max and listed it as a trailer. As of when I'm recording this, that trailer isn't up anymore. You can't even search for it, so that's very, very odd. I wonder why they did that. I guess maybe it was there for like limited time to help sell the April Fool's event, but like, it's still on YouTube. So like, why would it be taken off of HBO Max? I don't really know why. Perhaps it was listed there by mistake somehow, and like they didn't want it to be seen as a trailer for the full series until they were ready to share more information about the full series. We'll have to wait and find out. But the way I see this whole event is that it was definitely a lead-in for you know, another short or a movie or a series or whatever they plan to do with Pibby as a property. This whole thing shows the story of how Pibby ended up losing Bun Bun to the glitch and how she ended up sort of channel surfing all by herself, or channel exploring. I mean, channel surfing just sounds right to me because it's like that Fairly Odd Parents episode where they go through the different channels. So I think really soon after this is when she'll begin meeting all those original side characters we saw in the trailer, and they'll hunt for Bun Bun together and try to figure out a way to defeat this glitch. Which I guess, you know, the only solution might just be rallying together as many living and uncorrupted characters as possible. And now we know that she can go inside commercials and live action shows, so I wonder if live action characters would end up being important at all in that final war shot that we saw in the trailer. Because I'm assuming they're gonna mix things up from what the trailer presented. Because of course in the trailer we see Bun Bun just gets taken over by the glitch within Pibby's world. It's possible that still happened, and like Bun Bun sort of got slightly possessed and just got more and more possessed as they escaped through the Rick and Morty rerun and such throughout this night. But I think it's more likely that they just kind of rewrote that scenario. So what we see in this April Fool's event are now the like canon actual events that will be occurring in this Pibby series. So this was all a prologue of sorts. The true episode 1 of the series, but presented as a very interesting sort of marketing stunt. I mean, realistically, it is a marketing stunt, but it's just such a creative way to tell a story, so I really think it goes beyond just being a little marketing thing. And I just love that they did this, you know, because it's the concept of Pibby that grabs me to it. It's seeing all these shows in a new horror light that makes the initial trailer so cool. So the fact that they stuck with that concept so strongly and made this April Fool's event about taking over actual reruns of episodes and shows we're all familiar with just proves that they kind of really know what they're doing here. They know to work with this concept. The creepy, corrupting crossover aspect is really a strong highlight of this. But of course, too, even though there's like 4 minutes worth of actually seeing Pibby on screen during this event, they do establish a really sweet story, you know? I mean, it's very simple that Pibby and Bun Bun are just kind of like these kid characters who get thrown into this horrifying scenario, and you just kind of automatically want to sympathize with them because they're totally innocent and adorable. You know, the story that plays out here has actually good emotional hook, even though it's pretty straightforward and like really quick. Pibby loses her best friend and she's all alone. You know, what's gonna happen to her? We sort of see in the trailer that she becomes a like super badass, but we gotta get there through another series of events. Will that be a movie? Will that be a show? Will that be a series of web shorts? Will it be more rerun invasions? We probably won't know for a little while. It was my assumption that they kind of made this the April Fool's joke within the past few months. Like, they released the Pibby trailer to see if there would be interest in this as a series, and there absolutely was, because that trailer got a boatload of views. So I think within the past few months, they sort of pieced together the idea to do this April Fool's event to hold fans over while they actually work on the full series, or, movie, or whatever it's going to be. Again, there's no official confirmation if there's going to be more Pibby after this, but, we'll have to see. That was Adult Swim's 2022 April Fool's joke. Totally caught me by surprise because I really didn't think we'd be seeing more of Pibby for a while, but hey, it's only been like 5 or 6 months or something, and we got much more content presented in a really, really cool and unique way. I hope that they stick with, presenting the series in this very interesting crossover light. I'm glad we're all collectively super, super excited for this. Let me know your thoughts about, what's going on with Pibby. Do you think it's going to be a show? Do you think it's going to be a movie? And what do you think of the storyline that was presented on this April Fool's event? Did you find it interesting? Did you find it confusing? Do you have any favorite glitching moments from the night? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please hit the like button so more viewers like you can find this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel with notifications on to see my future content, and follow me on other sites like TikTok and Twitter for special exclusives. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for more.